storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
Satin Sanchez, or Dr. Satin Sanchez, correct?
Yes.
Dr. Sanchez, how are you today?
I am good. How are you?
I am fabulous. Listen, when Talia hit me up about you, I was like, yes, I want to interview her. Absolutely. Bring her over expeditiously. Yes. I don't think I can even do the proper introduction. You just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so I'm an actual ordained minister. I am a chemist by both degree and profession. And I've been a root worker to the stars for a little over 5 years, but I've been a root worker for about 15 years. So I started off with just giving like readings and like really helping people understand more about spirituality and how they can actually change the universe through these, root works, tapping into the same energies that a lot of other people don't know about. And after that, like I got like an influx of people that were like interested in what I do. And then that's how satinsays.com came about.
Satinsays.com, people. Y'all better check her out. Her reviews speak for themselves. Her products are, listen, you got people saying you the gospel, like for real, with your product. One thing I found interesting about you, correct me if I'm wrong, you've been with the same guy since you were like 16, right?
Yeah, since I was a teenager.
What? Tell us about that. You found your soulmate early, or is it twin flame? Like, explain the difference.
No, definitely my soulmate.
Okay.
Definitely. So the difference, you can have multiple soulmates, and the soulmates doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. You can have a friend that's a soulmate.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So no matter what, you guys like understand each other, you finish each other's sentences. It's like this natural bond that really helps you guys understand yourself and each other. So you come together and it's like equally yoked. Now, twin flame, everybody be throwing out twin flame as if that's like a thing. Like that's what they want. Most of the times, twin flames are toxic. 9 times out of 10, you are with somebody that's there to teach you a lesson. And the issue comes where people misconstrue twin flame and soulmate, and they stay with their twin flame longer than they should. You're supposed to get in there, learn what you can, have as much fun as you have, because usually with twin flames now, that's the best sex of your life.
I was just about to say that normally that's going to be the best sex, so it's going to be hard as hell to let them go.
Exactly. That's the best sex of your life. And they might understand you very well because they understand a lot of people have trauma bondings too. And they think that that's their twin flame because they have those trauma bondings. And it's like, but you understand me. Not really. They understand your wounds because your wounds are the same.
Yes.
So you get caught up in all of that and caught up in amazing sex. And you're just like, oh my God, this is my soulmate. No, it's not. You do not, like people stay with their twin flames way too damn long. And if you do not learn the lesson, you keep recycling that pattern.
I know some people. I ain't gonna say their name, but I know some people. Do you hear me? But you know what? As you were speaking, do you know who came to my head? It was Blueface and Krishan.
Oh yeah, they twin flame. Ain't no soulmate, if, ands, or buts. Everybody wants me to do a reading on them. I'll probably do it another day. I gotta make sure that it's okay to do it because a lot of these celebrities are into root work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have NDAs with all the celebrities I work with, so I never talk about them. Nobody knows their names. I never give promos or anything with them. Everything's super secretive. But let me tell you, a lot of people at the tippy top got there from root work. 100%. I have people that have won awards, gotten contracts. A certain football player that got MVP. NBA players, same thing, or they just want more money. They want different, deals and things like that. So they come to me to do work for it. You'd be surprised.
Oh yeah, and I be trying to like tell my audience like it's not that I'm taking away someone's hard work. I'm not saying these people aren't hard workers and and all that. However, sometimes you use an extra little push, J-Lo. Use a little extra push. to get where you want to go.
But you know what? And here's the thing. I think a lot of people misconstrue witchcraft and what it is and what it's not.
Yes.
Especially those people that are religious. I get a lot of flack from like Christians. And I try to be really like inclusive. I try not to be like, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about. But in reality is a lot of the things that they're taught is not real. It's not valid. And if you learn the core of witchcraft and what it is that we do, you'd be like, you know what? That Bible is full of witchcraft.
The Bible is full of spells. It is. People don't really and listen, I'm never one to tell anyone like this is bad, this is good, do this, do that. But sometimes I even get flack for even like, you know, being cool with spiritual. I call you guys spiritualists. Yes. Even being cool with the spiritualists or bringing them on the show. I'm like, look, Santeria, Palo Mayombre. There's so many different things. So it's in the world. You can have blinders on if you want to, but Summer Walker wasn't wearing white all year for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes. And the Psalms itself is a book of spells. Yes. I literally use Psalms almost every single day. So my mom was a root worker. My great grandmother was a root worker. Like I am generation passed on. Wow. So no matter what I do, I always come back to this because I've tried. Like I literally am a scientist. So like I worked in pharma companies. I was a formulator. That's why like I combined my science degree with my witchcraft, and that's how I made my products, and that's why they work so well, you know. But I just feel like for some odd reason, I don't understand how people are like don't get the correlation. Like how Moses was talking to a burning bush. Jesus walked on water. Do you really not notice that's witchcraft, baby?
Oh, you gonna get them mad with that one there.
I'm sorry. And a lot of it's our people, and that's what bothers me the most too, because it's like I understand this is what you were taught when you were small. So it's so hard to break out of that because you have blinders on. You know, you're walking around thinking this is that and this is this, but reality is energy is so vast. And even if you talk about it in like physics, the psychologists touch on that a lot too when they get into that gray area of spirituality and physics and how it overlaps. Yep. Because it can be explained through science to a degree, but the problem is that humans like to physically touch everything and visually see everything. And if they can't, then it's not real. But you can't see God. You can't see Jesus. You didn't see the saints. You know what I mean? I've actually seen angels. I can see dead people. I can actually see this. I don't need to question it. And I've had this since I was about 7 or 8. Wow. You know what I mean? So I don't have to question that. But I kind of get where people get it confused, where it's like, I don't know, witchcraft can't be real because I can't see it. Every root work I've done hits.
Let me tell you something. You might not be able to see it, but baby, you can feel it.
You definitely can feel it. You definitely can feel it. And I think everybody has that ability. Everybody can be psychic. Some people are just born with it and don't have the choice. You don't have the choice. I was born with it. It was going to come back either way. Because I tried to like diminish it because it was too profound for me when I was young. I'm like, what are all these people that I see that people don't see? Why are they talking to me? And so my mom, because she's in the practice too, she like basically like cloaked me with the protection ritual. But once I became like a teenager, it came back. And then I was like, oh, I love this. Like in college, I was literally in the cafeteria doing readings. I would make $200 every day.
Oh my goodness. I can only imagine you like, girl, you ain't gonna pass that test. I'm just letting you know. Like
so many people wanted root work to like stop school, to get A's, to like dominate their teacher. Okay. I'm like, y'all doing too much.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much. Even recently, like for me personally, in the last few months, I've taken the time to, like, I'm not a witch, but I've learned about different types of spirituality, especially since like I guess you can say a hex was put on me. It didn't really like fully hit, but I felt it, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I was, what's the best way I can describe it? Like, how sometimes you wake up and you feel like you haven't gotten enough sleep and you're just kind of like foggy in the head walking around.
Okay.
I felt like that for like 4 or 5 months straight. And
did you have sleep paralysis too?
That too, yeah. And nobody knew. People like if people really were paying attention, they're like, damn, he's not uploading a lot, he's not going live a lot. And I literally like I couldn't. I felt like I was here, but then I was like out of my body at the same time.
Damn. Okay.
So, when I went to speak to someone and they said, oh, such and such crossed you and they did this and this did, I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Now putting two together. Yes. Hexes could, some people think for whatever reason that if you don't believe in witchcraft, that a hex can alter you or harm you or a curse. Because curses and hexes are different. And there's different variations to it too.
Yes.
Some people don't be knowing what they're doing. And you can let that hex up real quick. So hexes are a tether. So that's why they call it like the generational curses and things like that. It's a tether. So if no one ever, releases that tether, it just continues and continues and continues. And that's when people know what they're doing. But a lot of these like new age, modern day witches on TikTok, they don't know what they're doing, baby.
Oh my goodness. Don't even get me started with the TikTok and the it's honestly they've on one hand they've made it acceptable for people to be open with their spirituality practices, and I like it. On the other hand, they're making a mockery of it because I've literally watched them go like they'll pull some cards and then they got papers from Google. Okay, so this means this, and y'all hold up and wait a minute, the spirit talking to me, but the paper's talking to you know what I mean?
No.
And I'm like, some of them I just want to say, baby, that's not your calling.
That's not for you.
That's not.
And a real root worker or a real psychic or spiritualist don't want to have to go through all of that because it's either, like you said, it's either your calling or it's not. And it is a lot to do a reading. I get exhausted to do readings or even conjuring. So like my hexes I do for 30 days because I make sure that my hexes never let up. I don't give a damn what happens to you. Because if it comes down to me having to do a hex, it takes a lot for me to get there. But if I have to do a hex, it's gonna hurt. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna say, what it will do, but yeah, it don't let up. And a lot of the times it goes generation to generation because I literally take the time to speak to the entities I need to speak to do what I need, what I want, and they do it. So I feed them for 30 days straight. So, a lot of people don't take that dedication or they're just not initiated really.
I gotta put some water on that.
Mm-hmm. Now, the person that told you that you had the hex on you, did they take it off too? Because okay, they took it off. Okay.
Yeah. No. Oh, I'm good now, and I felt a difference after. And they told me certain ways to protect myself. They was letting me know like the importance of your spiritual baths. It's very, very.
Oh yes, baño.
Very, very important. And so, it's. I won't go too much in detail. I'll just say.
Okay.
The way I felt the beginning of this year, I've never felt like that. I was like, that's some powerful shit. Like,
yeah. I love it. I love when people that, not saying that you are a non-believer, but there's some people that come to me that are non-believers at first. And then they try my products or get my root work. And now they're like, you're like God. Like a lot of people treat me like I'm like a God. I'm like, I'm not a God, I'm gifted. And I believe in God too, by the way. I think a lot of people get that messed up too. Like, oh, if you're a witch, you believe in God. I'm sorry?
Talk about that. Tell them.
Yeah, so I grew up, I went to Catholic school. My dad's a Muslim. My mom is in Catholicism. So I learned about so many religions. I learned a lot about Judaism. I had a lot of Jewish friends. I'm from Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, so I know so much about so many religions. So when I say I am speaking from knowledge, I mean knowledge, not just hearsay or what somebody told me to believe, because our whole lives is based on what somebody told us. Okay. And especially in the social media era, everything is fed to us. Nobody's doing research.
True.
Nobody's asking people in the field.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so people automatically assume if you're a witch, you don't believe in God. No, there are people that are witches that don't believe in God, but that's not a commonality. Witchcraft is not a religion, it's a practice. So you can be a witch and be Muslim. You can be a witch and be in Catholicism, be a Christian, whatever religion, or you can be an atheist or a Satanist. So I think movies and things like that make it seem like witches are Satanists, basically. It's just straight. If you're a witch, you believe in Satan. That's not true. And not only that, I don't even think we have enough time for it, but I'll just touch on this real quick. Lucifer is a fallen angel. used to be an angel. So if you want to talk about who is evil, who's not evil, it might be evil right up in that church that you're in. You might go to church and you talking to a pastor, and pastor sleeping with the deacon, pastor sleeping with Mary, Kelly, Sarah, and his cousin. Like, it is a mockery nowadays in the church. And I don't want to talk about what's going on in the Vatican. They the biggest cult. They're the biggest cult. But I got kicked off of TikTok Live one time for talking about it, so I won't say that. I won't say too much. But let's be real.
I'm hearing you. I'm seeing you. Absolutely. Here.
Because, you know, touching on that a little bit more as well, is that to this day, those priests have never went to jail. And you know what I'm talking about. And
they won't.
To this day. To this day. And they're also getting funds, millions,
to continue to do it. But you know what I didn't know, and I learned this just talking to my friends that are spiritualists. Actually, when I was in the DR, went by a real old Catholic church, and my friend of a friend goes, yeah, you know, the priests they work the dead, they work the bones of the dead, and I was like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like, I don't know why that was so shocking to me, but I was just like, that makes a lot of sense. But I didn't know.
Yeah. There's so much. There's so much. Like, and that's why I try my best to help people learn. But people that are ignorant or like gung-ho, just believing what they were taught or what they saw in a movie, then like it is what it is. But it's just like so freaking vast. So vast. And like I said, like I believe in God. I know that there's a high spiritual entity. I just don't believe in religion because religion is really money and mind control. If you're not giving money, you're not giving tithe, it's a problem. It's a problem. And at the end of the day, if pastor and everybody in the congregation ain't living the same, I feel a kind of way.
Ooh.
I feel a kind of way. Because why is it, you see nowadays, they be having watches, they be having them chains, you having Rolls Royce, Maybach, all of this. But everybody in the congregation, they believing in their next big, you know, check, their next big break, but they not getting it, but they giving the pastor. Is pastor sharing with the congregation?
No, he's not. No, he's not.
No.
He's not. He's getting his hands and he's gone.
Yes. Isn't it being exposed so much now? I love it. I love it. All these pastors over here, like, what, the one that was just choking somebody out?
Oh, choked her and just manhandled her out the church. And I'm just like, and the crazy thing is, he has everyone under such a trance that the witchcraft, spell work, they're like, because as he was taking her out, he kept saying, amen, amen, amen. Like when he was walking back to the pulpit, amen, clap it up, amen, amen. And it just, I felt like I was being brainwashed. Like, wait a minute, you just choked this lady. You just choked this lady. I know I just saw this, but you gonna act like we didn't. It's a mess.
Yes, and just like, you know, you can be, they call it light workers. I do a lot of light work, but I do a little bit of both because there's no real like good and bad witchcraft. It's all your intention. So like if you're doing it out of mean spirit and trying to harm somebody, yeah, that's no good. But if you're doing something to protect yourself or doing something because you want to attract something to you, that's not a problem. So I feel like people that are light workers, you know, are more accepted in the community. But reality is there's light and dark, and you need both. You need both. Because, and here's another thing. I think people that get into witchcraft and like really want to like harm somebody or something, think that they got to go to demons. Angels could do way more than demons ever could. Oh. Yeah. Angels can hex. Angels will curse way better than a demon. I don't know why people think that angels only just do nice things. That's not even remotely true, but a lot of people don't be getting as deep into it or just not initiated. And that's one of the things that I don't like about TikTok too, because there's a lot of people that are not of my color that are talking about voodoo and hoodoo. And ma'am, your ancestors were the ones that were colonizing mine. Yeah. Telling them that they couldn't do this practice. Being killed for it. And I'm like, you know what, let me not say too much. But I
would never understand. Okay, this is what I've never been able to understand. Yeah. One group of people say they hate another group of people. yet they are completely obsessed with these group of people, us, want to copy what they do.
Lord, obsessed. Like, it's sick. It's sick. Like, me and my mom sit and talk about this all the time because, like, she likes to look at things surface level, but then, you know, go deeper into it and always bring in, you know, spirituality and how this came about, because I feel like they demonized spiritual work because they knew that it was more powerful. And if you knew your power, if you knew you had the ability to make this kind of change, everything that they know and that they, you know, work so hard to make us believe that we were not what we are, it goes out the window.
True.
So I'm going to make you believe that your spiritual practice is no good. It's evil. It's demonic. And then turn around and do the same thing.
To you. Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, these elites out here, they doing it. They doing it. The powers that be are doing it.
Yes.
And if somebody believes for a minute that that's not happening right now, they're out of their mind.
Well, they're choosing to remain ignorant. And I'll say this is what's messing up a lot of like Black people's heads today. They're like, okay, before I started practicing spirituality, my life was crap. After, my life has gotten better. But wait a minute, it means like everything I've been taught in my youth was a lie? Is it wrong? Now I got to question it. And so it messes with them psychologically.
It does. No, it really does mess with them, because a lot of the times too, their family is not agreeing. You know, friends are looking at them sideways. I have so many people that come to me and are like, can you like hide the label? Don't let it say da-da-da. I'm like, nobody gonna know what's in it. Nobody's gonna know what's in it, but they're like hiding. Like, one of my biggest segment for customers are like Christian women that want like their husbands to be faithful and things like that. Like,
really?
Yeah. Christian women come to me more than any other religion. And you know, out and about, they probably denounce witchcraft, but they come to me to do the root work to keep their husband faithful. And they keep coming back. So it's really funny because I feel like, you know, part of them knows that it's real. Part of them does. Part of them doesn't allow them, just like some, you know, this new culture where it's like, you're either of the Bible and straight or not of the Bible and questionable. It's that same kind of thing, you know? Because we're taught that when we're younger, but reality is, and spirituality and sexuality go hand in hand. You ever notice that a lot of witches are like sexually fluid?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a huge amount of spiritualism.
But like two-spirited, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
See, and like, because you asked me to talk about sex magic too, so let's touch a little bit more on that.
Let's get to it. First off, what is sex magic?
So, sex magic, so one of the biggest energies that you could ever encompass, which we can get on that with, like, what is his name? The one that's married to the Kardashian, well, not married to the Kardashian, he has a baby with him, with the Jenner, Travis Scott, right?
Yes.
He did one of the energy harvesting things. It wasn't sexual, but, you know, he did a ritual where he was harvesting that energy. So sex magic does a similar energy harvesting as that, but take that up a notch, because sex is a portal. Every time you have sex, you're about to orgasm, that's a portal that opens, okay? So, yes, that's what he was doing. He was harvesting, opening the portal, getting all that energy. When you have sex, it don't matter who you have sex with, you're opening a portal right before you climax. So if you utilize that time frame, that little time frame, to put within that, you know, in the universe, I want to manifest X, Y, Z. And then it's even better if you guys are on the same page. You guys say that together or think it together. I can guarantee the next week you're going to get what you want. It could be the next day. That's how fast and how quick and how powerful sex magic is. So you can either just do that by thinking, being on the same page. One of the biggest ways and most powerful ways is either drinking the semen or drinking the female, you know, if she knows how to squirt or if she has a lot of cum that comes out, you could drink hers. I squirt, so yeah, drink all of mine. If you want a manifestation and pop, come to me. Come to me. So that's what I do. I literally drink all his cum all the time, and not just to drink it because I'm freaky, but like literally to manifest. And I went from, you know, I was already pretty wealthy, but I went from making like $200K to now I'm a multimillionaire every single year. And I literally did that with my sex magic. It was my sex magic, point blank and period. And it's even better if you do it in a group. Because just imagine, if you could do that with two people, If you have 10 people, you're harvesting the energy of 10 people. 10
That's power.
portals.
That's power.
Yes. And that's what those elites do. You know what was his name that had that island?
Epstein, yes.
Baby, that's what he was doing. Remember
Oh my God, they love
altar?
group sex. They love that shit. Oh, that makes sense. And all the parties, it makes sense now.
Yes. Yes. That's what they do, baby.
Because it's always done on like a certain day too. But it's always done on a certain day at a certain time. Oh God, it's making sense.
Yeah, yeah. So you look at the planet, what their planet is, the planet hours. Every hour has a certain planet: Mercury, Jupiter, Mars, Saturn. It really just depends on what you want to manifest. So if you want to manifest a certain thing, you do it on a certain day at a certain time. That planet day for whatever energy you're bringing to you in the hour of that day. It happens twice a day for each one. So yeah, it really gets down to nitty gritty, but can't nobody deny this power. Nobody can deny sex magic. You can deny everything else you want, but that sex magic is no joke. And you know that too, because even if you aren't spiritual, you ever notice that when you have sex with a certain person that you know damn well ain't no good for you, your life turns to shit?
Immediately. Immediately.
Your life turns to shit. Okay? It's the energy. And some people, like a lot of these guys love to mess with a witch because it's like, oh, she got that voodoo pussy. I even have a yoni wash that's called voodoo pussy because my girls be putting it on them. Okay? And so what it does is, what they do at least is because they know what they're attracted to. Yes, it's the vagina, you know, got that grip, got that drip, but it's energy that they're attracted to. It's energy that they want to harvest. They might not even notice it because they're not spiritual. It's a natural thing. So what they want to do is have sex with her, and while they're having sex with her, she's, you know, open and she's vulnerable. So they're sucking the fucking energy out of her. Women do the same thing too. You ever heard of a succubus?
Yes.
Oh yeah. The same thing. Same shit. And that's that sex magic. That sex energy is there's nothing higher. Just think about it. What is a higher point in your life than when you orgasm? What are humans looking for?
The next orgasm.
Thank you.
Literally. The next rush. You know what's crazy? Now I'm thinking, because here in Atlanta, we have this place called Tokyo where people go and they just get freaky. All kinds of sex in the place, right? I mean, like out in the open, glory holes, dark rooms, all that kind of stuff.
And they wasted them orgasms.
but there's been a few women that come in, right?
Uh-huh.
They lay down and I want nothing but a bunch of dudes to come on me. That's it. And then my spiritual friend was telling me, she's taking your energy. Like I had never thought. I'm just like, oh, this is a freaky bitch. But no. But no. Then there's some that want to drink it, like you said, and is just sucking the life out of dudes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the guys don't even notice. They don't even notice. But to be honest, a lot of the times when you don't tell the person and you're drinking their semen and you're taking their energy, it do happen to like amplify the spell. Like it does when they're not aware. Because sometimes when they're aware, it'll create a block. You never know, you know, what demons are attached to somebody when you have sex with them, and you also never know what kind of angels and protection they have on them. So you could be trying to, you know, suck the energy out of them, but they're protected. It ain't bothering you. It's just not gonna hit. And then there's other people that, you know, a demon could go from one person, you have sex with them, and now they're attached to you. They're tethered to you. And that's when you see people, because I had somebody that came to me and she had like 5-6 car accidents in like 1 month. She's like, I don't know what's happening. Like she was losing friends. Her mom was sick. She started to get sick. Doctor said they couldn't find anything. I was like, oh, baby, that's just a demon. Done tethered to your ass. That's what it is. And come to find out her dude was messing with somebody else. So it was like a whole huge entanglement thing. And I had to go through like 3 or 4 cycles with her because we had to deal with so many different things that was occurring. It's all sex energy. So I'm like, just like a STD, you're not going to keep fucking with somebody that gave you an STD, right?
I would hope not.
I mean, you know what? Some people going to do that. Some people...
I would hope not.
Some people really do that. I was just reading an article about like, I think 2.2 million new cases of STDs, chlamydia, syphilis, those kind of STDs. And it's on a huge rise. I'm like, what are people doing? What is going on?
People are good. People are going at it. Well, Yeah, people are going at it. They are
crazy. That scared the shit. I was like, yeah, we're not doing no more group sex.
I need your test. I need you to go get tested.
No, I already get people tested, but here's the thing. You know, a lot of people are spending it and don't know it because in that time frame. So if it's the last 3 months, you know how many people they could have did in those last 3 months?
True.
Even if it was 1 month. Because that's how a lot of those adult stars, you know, get it. They're testing them all the time. They're testing them, you know, once a month. But in that month, that's why they don't be feeling protected when they go in and film. Or some of them, you know, request condoms and things like that. And I just feel like, what the fuck is going on? The energy of the universe is already crazy. Y'all don't want to add STDs on.
It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. Oh my goodness. This is when I tell you, I didn't know we was going to go here with this conversation, but I'm so glad we did. No, I'm so glad we did because believe it or not, Sex Magic was done on me. The people that's watching this, y'all gonna be like, what? I feel like I told the audience, but maybe not.
Okay,
I just learned, like, I had a reading and then I was like, did such and such do something? Because in the middle of it, I felt it. Like I felt something like it. No, not the climax, just in the motion of having sex. It felt different. It felt spiritual. That's the best way I can describe it.
Okay.
I've never felt that with anyone else. And so he was like, oh yeah, she did. And I'm like, oh damn. And then he pulled some more cards. He said, but listen, it's not to hurt you. She actually like just really likes you. And I was like, oh, well that's I'm like, okay, well, you didn't have to do that, but okay. But now I want some more. Like I ain't been able to get on my head since. And I know she watches the show sometimes and she like, is he gonna stop talking about it? No, because you did what you did.
She gonna be calling you. She gonna be calling you back.
But when I tell you I can't stop thinking about it, like I cannot stop thinking about it.
Yeah, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. That's why I stopped doing like threesomes and stuff. Because a lot of them girls, my husband wouldn't let me, like, so he was really like lenient with me having a relationship with girls because he's like, oh, she's not gonna leave me for a girl.
Right.
Well, I won't, but still. You know? And so, but it got so bad to a point because when I do what I do, like I don't surface level nothing. I don't want to surface level nothing because I'm not gonna waste my orgasm. I'm always gonna manifest with this orgasm. I'm doing sex magic no matter what. I don't care if it's small, big, whatever. I'm doing sex magic. So I go all out. I go all out every time. And a lot of these girls be getting hooked just like those guys get hooked. So like, I'm like, I don't know what to tell you because you knew coming into the situation when I ain't come to play.
Right.
I ain't come to play. And so I like tell my husband like, oh, I'm gonna take her away. But like, you ain't doing nothing, baby. We had an agreement. We had an agreement. And I stopped doing it because I realized that a lot of these girls were feeling like tethered to me.
Yes.
Just because of what I could do. You know, how they felt. Just like you said, you felt it. It wasn't harmful. You felt it. I wasn't harming them. My manifestation had nothing to do with them. I was just utilizing the energy. But, you know, they could feel it. And obviously they want that. It's like a hit. It's like a drug. Like, I need more. I need more. I need to feel that again. And it could get a little tricky. It could get a little tricky when someone that hasn't experienced that before and finally gets to like, yo, this shit is amazing. It's more than just sexual. It's sexual, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's mental. Like you can feel the orgasm in your fingertips, in your toes, and tip of your head. Like, yeah, sex magic, no joke.
Sex magic is real. So my next question to you would be this then. How do I become, at least on the spiritual side, a sex god?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to work with you with this because there's levels to it. There's levels to it. So on the surface level, though, you definitely have to do your shadow work. Make sure there aren't any like hidden deep traumas and things that you haven't like brought out and dealt with. Make sure that you're fully cleansed. Which it seems like if you already do baños, you're probably already cleansed. Okay. So after that, if you don't got to worry about any of that, you know, you're not tethered to anything. You don't have any negative entities. Everything that you do, as you know, spiritually, sexually, whatever, everything that you do is with a pure heart. So you're gonna get what you want out of it. So sex magic has different, you know, variations. You could do by yourself and then get in the groove of that, doing those rituals, which are the easiest ones, really, because you don't got to worry about a mate. Because if your mate feeling funky today, you don't want that messing up your manifestation, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then if you get somebody that's on the same, you know, level as you or understanding as you, then you can start working it on them. Sex magic, you can use sigils, you can use visualizations, you can use like a lot of different things. So to get to that level, you know, of being a god, to be able to utilize and tap into these energies, you really just gotta, you know, get through these pillars. It's more of an understanding at first, cleansing at first, and then you start working on my sex magic with myself, understanding what I like, what I don't like, so that when you go to the sex, it's not just, I'm worrying about being this, you know, sex that really what I'm worrying about is making sure that you're pleased, that I'm pleased. I'm living out every one of my fantasies. I don't want not one, you know, I don't want to have any kind of limits. I don't got no limits. I don't got none. None. As long as it's legal, we going at it. And so, you know, whatever it is that you want to do, you'll be able to do that within this, and it'll come so naturally. Like, and everyone that you're partaking with too, they'll feel it. They'll feel like relaxed. They'll feel comfortable. They'll feel good around you, and they're gonna be more open to doing the shit that you want to do. But there's gonna be levels to this. But I would say first start with yourself. Start with that. Masturbating is the key to life.
Yes, I discovered it at like 11 and I ain't stopped since. So you know what? I might as well. But you know what though? Even like have you heard of this man? His name is Daddy Health. Have you heard of him?
No.
So he's in like the BDSM community.
Okay.
But
I
bet. I've seen some of his work, but when I say like he's a soft dom. That's the best way to describe him.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I want to be that when I grow up. Like I don't want to be mean to you. I want to caress you after, but okay. I do want you to 100% trust me.
Oh.
I don't see myself putting my trust in anybody. That ain't no. But
you just want to be a dom. You want to be an alpha.
But I call it a soft dom because it's like, listen, I'm gonna rub you, and you know it's okay. I'm gonna rub you after. I'm gonna rub your wounds after.
After, yeah. So you in a different persona when you first get into it, right? So it's all mental when you think about it. So I used to do this in the underground in New York City when I worked in Manhattan. I would literally leave. I worked for one of the top pharmaceuticals. I would leave there and go to the dungeon with all the CEOs and everything. But and they like some. At first, when I got into BDSM, I was like, this is some weird shit. Then I was like, I really like this shit. Especially because a lot of the things that I did was, because I'm a dom though. So I'm just telling you from my perspective too. So I never had a dom guy. Like I need to be the dom. And a lot of those guys with high status prefer that. They don't want to be the dom because they have to be dominant in every part of their life. They want to be sub.
they want to release because life is about balance. And so if you're out here constantly, people don't understand, right? Mm-hmm. We're living in times where everybody wants to be in control. With control comes a lot of fucking responsibility.
A lot.
So what happens is they're a CEO, but it's like, you know what? Just beat my ass. I just need to release.
Yes, and that's what I did. So there's different levels to that too. So if you want to, I don't know, are you a masochist?
Yeah.
You are? So you can do little things like electrocuting her nipples. So they have the nipple clamps thing you attach it to, like a little electrode. So she'll get a little jolt. You ain't gonna kill her. You can do little things like that. The spanking and things like that are very basic. You probably already do the spanking and shit.
That's. But I just want to. What I love is the mental aspect of it, because doesn't it start like, and maybe this is a financial dom, maybe I'm mixing it up, but doesn't it start like throughout the day where it's like, send me this, send me a picture of that.
Oh yeah, that's been dom.
Meet me here. It just, I want to take you throughout your whole day and lead you up to the experience.
Oh,
and then lead you through the experience and nurture you after. I want to be soft after. I just want that. I want to be hard in the moment.
You're like one in a lifetime. That is dope. You would have so many girls calling you for this experience. But Seriously, I love that because males that are dumb, they just dumb. Like this, they don't have that variation that you're talking about where it's like, I'm gonna do this right now, but then I'm gonna take care of you after. Like that shit dope. And that enticing thing, you could do that no matter what, whether you're, sub dom. So I really like that too. So you're getting them ready for what they're gonna experience later. So there's things like people have rape fetish, people have bondage fetish. Some people like to be choked and shit. So right up until you're about to pass out, and then you have the climax. Like it has to be, it's like that perfect.
That little window.
Yes. And don't go too far now. Don't go too far. And that's why a lot of people need to know what the fuck they do when they enter BDSM. Like I do like furries and shit with my husband. My husband first thought that shit was weird as fuck. Weird as fuck. He's like, I'm not dressing up as no damn animal. I'm like, well, I am. Now he be a wolf, he be a bear. I was a tulip. Listen, it don't matter. Just be as creative as you want to fucking be. Okay. But also find out what your limits are and what it is that you really like. Me, I'm a masochist, so I enjoy, like the guys like to put their, they want me to put my heel on the neck, like all the way to like makes a scar. Golden showers, which to me is pretty surface level, but I'm finding like nowadays, like new age guys, they don't like that shit. Like, what's wrong with the golden shower? That's that surface level.
I thought that was pretty standard. Now I know some dudes like the stilettos in their balls.
Oh yeah, that too. See, I'll be honest, when I would do that, because I love, like I'm masochist to myself, but like to other people, I'm like, oh. So I just need to know their limits, and then I'll just go, through that. But yes, I definitely have some that like with the ball stuff, and I don't mean like neatly pressed. I mean like go in that bit, like yes, they're crazy. Real. Or one made me like pee in a champagne glass, and then he drank it like it was champagne. I was like, I could have just peed in your mouth.
I could, but you know what? He wanted it in the glass. Okay. There's some dudes, and because I know you've seen it, some dudes would like you as the dom to peg them.
Oh, listen. I am the queen of pegging, okay? I'll peg the shit out of you. The thing is that, okay. Let's get into that. Because too many people believe that pegging equals gay. Absolutely not. There's so many men that love pegging, but don't want another man to do it. Like, they don't want another man to touch them. They'll never be with a man romantically. Nothing with a man. But I can peg the shit out of them. and they keep coming back. The ones that are most obsessed with me, and still to this day, I stopped BDSM. I stopped being a dom years ago. And to this day, they're still obsessed with me. They literally email me through my business. Like, please, can I just send you some money? Send me the money then. But I kid you not. Mainly the peggers. Like, guys legit love it. But let's be real though. And this is how I knew it had nothing to do with gayness. Because like your G-spot is literally right next to your anus.
That is true.
And you guys love the licking of the perineum, baby. That spot right there, what they call it? You guys call it the gooch?
The gooch, yes. That little, yes.
Yeah, go.
And listen, nowadays you watch porn and the dude, it's become a standard. Legs are up. They hold on. You would think he's at the gynecologist, legs up by his ears, and she's going to town. I've even seen some women in porn. I haven't seen it in person, but in porn where I'm like, damn, did she just take control? Because she'll roll him over in like I'm finna eat this booty, and I'm like,
yeah. Because you're not okay. Let's be real here. Nobody's going to eat it and be like, can you just roll over? Can you, you know what I mean? You gotta be a little bit more dominant, and that's how people always ask me. A lot of the girls that want to get into BDSM, like some of them have OnlyFans and stuff, and they know that I used to be a dom, so they always ask me what do I do? How do I get into it? And I'm always saying like with you, learn your limits, what you like, what you don't like, and do all of that shit. But and there's it's so vast, so don't just look at the things that you've seen in movies and shit like that. It gets way deeper than that, way deeper. But when it comes to pegging, when the female's doing the pegging, you really have to think as if you're a guy, because I've seen porn where I'm like, what is she doing? Why is she so nice and like they be all nice and sweet and like, oh,
you got to get
you
in
guys
there.
get ram. You getting ram over here, okay?
And
I think like I'm a guy.
And I've seen that, like, it was one I'm telling all my business. I don't care. I seen one where it was an OnlyFans page, but she was talking shit. She was like, "Yeah, nigga, you gonna take it? Open up." I said, "Open up, relax." And she was in that shit, and his legs was just he was having the time of his life.
I know that's right. Because guys really, really love that shit. Like, really, I'm not saying you need to try it. I think you should. But it's really amazing. Like, eyes rolling in the back of the head. Like, so I know it has to really feel good to them because they can't control, the excitement. They can't control. I literally had a guy cream out his ass.
You know what? I was told that that's possible.
I'm telling you, I've seen it with my own two eyes. Out his ass. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know y'all could do this. I had no clue that guys could do it. Like, obviously, we can cream, especially. Right. And it's amazing no matter what. Even for us, like, I mean, I love that, but anal it's just another level. It's another kind of orgasm. Like, it's just my gut feels, my sacral chakra to my heart chakra. It just feels full. It feels like just full of life, and I just get so excited. I feel like my aura, I already feel my aura every day, but when I do it, I feel like my aura is heated. I'm telling you, it hit a button.
And see, I've never felt it, so I'm one day I will, I'm sure, but
well, one of the girls never told you. One of the girls you ever been with never told you, like, this anal is another level.
I've been meeting girls that love Jesus, so I'm gonna put it that way.
Aww.
Yeah, and they like, I don't do that. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. I get a lot of that. I don't do that. But listen, I got some clout now. Got a little money. Girls gonna be more open to it now.
I know that's right. You would be surprised. Oh, and let's touch on that too. So, like, one thing I've noticed about being like around celebrities and whatnot, and being in different circles, is that it is so much more common than people think for the celebrity or just men with power and money to want a prostitute as opposed to a girlfriend or, just somebody that they're constantly with. It is much more easy for them to just go and get the sex and leave. And people tie this to emotion and all this shit. That makes much more sense. That makes so much more sense. The prostitute is there for a job. She comes, she gives him what he wants,
and she gone.
No back talk.
Yep.
No bullshit. I don't want a relationship with you. I really don't care about none of this, but you get what you want, and that's that.
And that's that. No, successful men, they don't have time for all that fiddly dilly stuff. They just want to get in and get out. And this is what I found by just meeting people and talking to people. This is the crazy thing. Mm-hmm. The strippers, the escorts, the prostitutes, they low-key got bomb-ass personalities.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of the times, too, with these prostitutes, they're not just going to them for the sex. They're going to them for the conversation.
Yes.
I don't know why people be getting fucked up. Because these girls know how to, like, read people so well. Yeah. So nobody's going to be able to give them what this prostitute gives them. Not only is she good at what she does there, but she's able to get things out of him that he would never tell nobody.
Yep, that he can't tell his wife.
Thank you. So I'm like, y'all be getting it fucked up talking down to these prostitutes, talking down to these strippers, because these bitches living their life.
But I think we're moving into times where sex workers are going to get more respect.
I hope so.
Because even like with the OnlyFans thing, like, I was advised not to do it because of my brand, blah, blah, blah. And it's not a good look. And you're too classy for that. But here's my thing.
Okay.
We're watching people do what we all do. None of this shit is new. Yeah. We're just watching people do it. And we do it too. Yeah. Why do we demonize the human body? It's nothing.
No, that's Western culture. That's Western culture. You go over Europe, everybody fucking everybody. Nobody's looking at sex like that. Oh my God, like Europeans are so much, like they got it right. Like, it's like, okay, and like nobody's like, it's Western culture. Like, and you look at their ads and stuff, they be damn near fucking on all their ads. Like, what are they doing over there? Why are they kissing for a Pepsi commercial? But like, but like here, it's like, and here's the thing too, it's so funny because porn is like on top of, either on top of pharma or like right below it, as far as, you know, top 5, you know, money inducers for, you know, Western society. But like reality is, America acts like, oh, we have to be holier than thou. Oh my God, you know, you're a Christian or you're this, and you can't show skin, and that's nasty. You can't be twerking, you can't be doing this, and sex is nasty. But they really want to see it though, because porn shouldn't be as big as it is. And it's so much of a moneymaker as it is, baby. That's what they want to see.
And what people don't understand, even like for somebody like me, I'm naturally, what I've learned about myself, I'm definitely a voyeur. Like, you start getting down, I'm a watch. Like, number 2, well, I'm gonna want to join into, but I'm gonna definitely watch. Number 2, I'm an exhibitionist. Ooh. So I love like performing in front of, I don't care who it is, just to know the eyes are on me. Yeah. I love being naked. It's something very freeing.
Oh, me too. So I was born naked. The fuck?
Yeah, thank you. And it's like, it should be nothing wrong with that. They don't even know. I'm gonna do a new photo shoot for my 30th birthday. I'm gonna drop it.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to
see it. Over with.
I love it. Yes, because like honestly, that is more natural than putting on clothes. Like, why are people so like weird about nudity? Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But I'm definitely a voyeur too. Like, my best friend, for her birthday, they came down. I live in Orlando. They came down to Orlando, and so, you know, they had a hotel, and I was like, oh, I'll go stay with you guys or whatever, because my husband don't like nobody in our house, and so he crazy. But so I went over there, whatever. I stayed. They had sex the whole time, and she felt so like, she's like covering up when I would like walk past whatever and watch TV. I'm like, bitch, continue, suck that dick, bitch. Like, what the fuck?
I'm already here. Like, yes! Come on.
I was like, I'm about to go to sleep anyway. The fuck? I did not care at all. I have not had like anybody that I know watch me though, but I would love it. I would love it. I had some of my friends, like, I have a secret society, and we all, like, I teach them how to squirt. In order to get in, you got to give like one of your videos, either giving head or sex or whatever it is. And so one of the things we're going to start doing is videoing while we're doing it. Oh, wow. So like, you tell me what you want, kind of like what people do on those video cams on like Pornhub and shit. Okay. But except it's our group. So everybody signs an NDA. None of these videos can go out, or you will be sued and you will be prosecuted because you cannot show anybody else. But in my secret society, we've been doing this for like a year and a half, I think. Okay. Yeah, about a year and a half. And all the girls crazy. These girls, okay, they like will start off like super shy, and then like, my kids are crazy over there.
Yeah, that's okay. The little road rats.
They're trying to get in. But so they'll start off super shy or whatever, and they'll like start using more of my Satin Sanchez products, like especially the Yoni Wash, the body oil, like Obsession. I got Ecstasy. It's gonna get you out of that shell. Just like the Sex God body oil. I have a lot of my celebrity clients that use that. So definitely get that. Definitely get that. And the Henny D gonna keep you on rock. Rock. And I have the Horny Go vitamins too. So it's a natural stimulant.
I am so excited. Yes. Not to mention, like in January, I'm going to a wedding in Jamaica. Ooh, but after the wedding, I want to go hop over to Hedonism, the resort.
Period.
And so, body gonna be right. Spiritually, I'm gonna be right. This is gonna be. It's gonna be.
Limits. No limits.
No
limits. Don't go there with no limits.
Yeah, just.
Well, hold on. Do they test everybody though? Or do you know how? Did you speak to them?
Those resorts, I don't know how that. I mean, I say use a condom no matter what, because you don't know.
Yeah, definitely. But still, I just wonder, because, you know, even for like the sex clubs around here or anywhere, it doesn't matter. They even make you sign, like, not just an NDA, but like if something happens, it is what it is. That's on you. You know what I mean? Like, they're not asking people to get tested. They're not doing all that. They provide a venue sometimes. Have you ever been to a sex club or a swinger club? Mm-hmm. Okay, well, did they ask you to get tested? Exactly. You know, maybe your viewers don't know that and they want to go to a sex club. They're not testing nobody, baby. It's all on you.
Yeah, it's at your own risk, and I don't play about my health, so you got to strap up. I even look, and I'm a straight dude, but I even got on prep. I said fuck it, because no, seriously, because when I learned what prep was and what it does, I was like, why isn't everybody on this shit?
It's only gay males that they're only allowed for gay males?
No,
Usually?
straight people can use it too.
But only males or like women too?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like
every time I see a commercial, it's only for males.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up real quick. Can women use prep?
I always saw only for males. I'm like, well, that's interesting. So they think that women don't need it?
Can straight women take prep? Yeah. Yes, they sure can. Yes.
Oh, I don't think they market it to them much. Or market it to us much. And I don't understand why. But I'm glad that you on it though, just in case.
Listen.
But you know what's interesting? So, oh my God, I just learned this recently because I don't really get too much in like virology and things like that. Like I paid attention, but not just enough to pass. Virology isn't my thing. I like the human body, anatomy, physiology. But so I just learned that even if somebody has what is it before the HIV? Even if somebody has HIV, it's not 100% that everybody they have sex with is going to be passed to.
That's true.
I have sex with somebody with HIV and I get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought that was like you just go get it.
No.
Yeah, and that's why some people, are lucky.
Yeah. And the safest, I guess, sex when it comes to that would be like oral or sex between a man and a woman vaginally. Now when you do like anal, you're at more risk, of course, if they have it. But no, yeah, absolutely, not always. People don't even understand like the person's viral load has to be to a certain level to even pass it on.
Yes. I just learned all of that, and I'm like, first of all, that's super interesting. But also it's irrelevant because we really do need to protect ourselves more often, regardless. But the thing is also the testing. Not enough people are testing, so people are not knowing that they're passing it
because they're scared, and it is a scary thing because when you go, it gets real. Because listen, they not the nicest at these testing facilities either. They got attitudes. They ready to go to their smoke break. I'm like, man, you draw my blood, man. And they look at you. Okay, what you here for? I'm here for testing. Come on back. And giving me a judgmental look like,
It should be easy, straightforward, happy. Let's get this done.
Give me a sucker. Like, when you're a kid, you go to the doctor, you get a sucker. Give me a sucker. Give me a sucker. But
yeah, absolutely. More people need to know.
Yeah, but people are absolutely fearful. Some people feel like, oh, I got to check up at the doctor. No, did you ask for an STD test? There's a difference.
Yeah, that's not confirmed. Yeah, you have to ask, especially for things like herpes too. But I do know that they don't like to test people for it. Because if you have an outbreak like the genital one, because that's serious, I have a elite body wash for that too, that people literally will have a breakout and use my body wash, next day gone. Because you don't necessarily need to take synthetic components to get, pharmaceuticals to get it to go away. There's natural herbs, and that's the amazing thing about the human body and about Mother Earth is that there's an herb and there's a plant and there's something in the earth that can cure everything.
Everything except death.
Yes. Which too many people get death mixed up. Death is not a bad thing. It's part of living.
Yeah. It's a transition to the next level, next fate, next dimension.
I think that's the better level.
Now let me ask you this. Okay. So we live on the third dimension, right? There's 13 dimensions or 15?
Oh, I don't know about 13 dimensions. I've experienced, so a year ago I was in ICU. I went in for, it was supposed to be a regular surgery. My heart stopped and I went into cardiac arrest. So I landed in ICU or whatever. And in that time frame, so the time that I was asleep, like couldn't breathe, nothing, Well, the time that I couldn't breathe until they made me breathe again was under 5 minutes. Over 5 minutes, you're done. So you're a vegetable.
Ooh.
Usually never come back from that. I was under that. Thank God. But so they brought me back, but I still wasn't conscious to the next day. So that was like 24 hours, right? That I was out. But to me, it felt like 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 2. And I was in a middle dimension where people go when they're dead but not fully dead. So like you go there to like plead your case, and then it's decided, the definitive answer is decided if you're gonna like, I guess, go to heaven or go back into your body or whatever. I'm not really sure because I ended up coming back. Because I didn't get to see the other part, but I knew there was another part I was going to if I didn't come back. So I got there and I'm like, oh shit, I'm dead. Like I knew when I took my last breath. So before I even got to this middle pillar, I knew when I was living, I knew that I took my last breath. Like I can't tell you what it was. It could be because I'm psychic, I don't know, but it said deep breath. Take a deep breath. Breathe in, and that's it. So I did it, and that was it. And everything went black. So boom. Then I go to this middle pillar that's like it's black. Everything black. You know, like in the sea, like if you're on a ship, everything black.
Okay.
So I go and I'm walking. I'm like, okay, so when is this gonna, like, I guess I'm dead. Like, what am I finna see? So I'm walking or whatever, and then like I see my ancestors. I see ones that I do know, ones that I don't know, but I knew that there was ancestors. I didn't need to question it. It was like a knowing.
Okay.
I saw spirits that I pray to all the time, archangels, Metatron, Raphael, Uriel, Hiel, Poiel, you know, all these high order archangels I saw, some of the saints, some of the orishas, gods and angels that like, they don't look like how they look in the books and stuff that they be in the movies.
Oh.
You would be scared if you saw them. They look like monsters, but not like it wasn't demonic or anything. Or I was like, I felt so safe. It was the total opposite, but they just look different. They look weird. And then like, so sorry, it's giving me flashbacks. So all right, so I get there, whatever, and they're all like coming to me. I'm like, okay, like, you know, what's going on here? Because like I got kids, you know, I got a husband. Like I need to go back. Like I want to go back.
You like, I got shit to do.
Yeah, I got a whole business to run. It's restock tomorrow. Like, so I'm like telling them, I knew that there was a God, but I knew that I couldn't speak to him. So I had to talk to them.
Okay.
So I was telling them or whatever, and then at first they were in front of me, coming to me, and then they went in the back of me. And I was like, okay, this shit is real weird. But so they go to the back of me, and then I just started talking to God, and I was like, okay, well, God, I already put my case with you guys. I said, well, God, like, can you help me? Like, I don't think I've done anything bad in my life. I don't think I deserve this. I'm way too young. This is not my time. And so as I say that it's not my time, a couple of my angels came and told me the same thing. They're like, you're not going to go there. And I was like, all right. And so, okay. So they were like pushing me, like physically pushing me, like my heart, my chest was like on fire. And so they pushed me back or whatever. And then I wake up. So I wake up and it's the next day. The next day. And everybody's telling me, people in the hospital, they're like, oh my God, like, you know, I'm so happy you made it. You know, people die all the time. So they're a little weird with how their humor and everything. Like, they don't like, it's nothing to them. I guess they're just like, oh, well, I'm happy you're alive. I was like, okay. They're like, you looked really bad yesterday. Like, we didn't think you were going to make it. I'm like, well, what you telling me that for? What am I going to do with this information?
Right.
Yeah. And then like, I talked to my mom. I talked to my husband, and they're like, oh, when you were downstairs, they did, what are those things called?
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I had rings. I had the things on my chest from it for the longest. It took forever for that to go away. I had that on my chest. I said, that's interesting, because when my angels and my guides told me, like, they pushed me back, I felt so hard on my chest. So freaking hard. Like, they were just like, go back. Like, just go. And I'm like, well, I'm not trying to go nowhere, because my body was kind of like lifting though. When I was like, I want to go back, it was like kind of lifting. And then, you know, they pushed me or whatever. Then that's when I woke up, like I said. And so I'm like, I'm trying to put two and two together, but I feel like I don't want to touch it too much. I don't want to touch it too much, but there's a correlation of clearly them trying to do that, them pushing me back. I have a physical scar on my chest.
Yes.
And I was literally there, and I talked to them, and I know that I talked to them, because after that, I can see so many more angels. So many more angels. My root work just hit different now. Like, it's just, spirituality isn't just like something people talk about. This is not hocus pocus. This shit is real. Like, real. Like, I told my mom, I said, if I didn't believe in it before and I already knew it was real, baby, I believe in it now.
You believe in it now because you've seen it now. You're going to have people that say, oh, you were just hallucinating, and oh, it was the oxygen leaving your brain. No, that was real.
Man, was that real? Like, they told me go back, and they pushed me back. But I do believe that they had to get the confirmation from God.
Okay.
Like, I feel like that's why I know that there's a spiritual entity. I don't think God is like what people see, you know. What is his name? Caesar Borgia? I don't think God is what people see.
No.
He ain't no European.
No.
And who's to say that God is even a man? I believe that God is a huge spiritual entity.
Yes.
A conglomerate of entities that, you know, are the divine powers that be. Because I knew that my guides didn't have the final say. They had some push, but
they had a boss.
I'm sorry?
But they had a boss.
Absolutely. Because if that was the case, when I saw them, they already told me they wanted me to go back. And when I saw them, they could just let me go back.
True.
It wasn't until I was like, God, let me go back to my babies. So, you know, they were like, okay, go back. So I know that there's a spiritual entity. I just feel like people get it wrong. I feel like people are waiting for this character. And there is no character. There's just a divine power. You know what I mean? And this goes for any religion. If you want to talk about it, everybody's religion thinks that they're right.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Everybody can't be right. Maybe everybody wrong.
Yes,
you know what I mean? The Christians are like, no, you going to hell if you don't do this and you don't do that, but you're not living that way either, pastor.
No, here's the thing. My Christian viewers, and I identify as Christian. I'm taking the time to actually learn about the religion so I know what I'm practicing. Because I grew up that way, but I didn't really know. I didn't really know. But anyway, they're gonna watch this and they're gonna say the deities that you pray to, you know, Yemaya, Oshun, etc. They would say, oh, those are demonic entities. They would say you're going to burn in hell. That's what they would say.
I know. They tell me that all the time.
But
and
then,
I tell them, well, who's your pastor? Because he's probably going to burn in hell too. And you probably too, because you be fornicating.
That's the thing. When you read the Bible, I think it's in Revelation. I forgot. But when it lays out who's going to burn in hell, I said, this is everybody I know. Everybody I know. It said if you gossip, if you lie, if you drink, if you fornicate. And I'm like, everybody I know fornicate.
Everybody. You're going straight to hell, bitch. I said, because when they tell me that, because when I first made my second Instagram page, when I made that, like all these, because it's called Church of Satin Sanchez. So, you know, some people are slow and think satin is Satan because they can't spell. And so they're like, oh, you're making a mockery of the Christian church. I said, first of all, who told you I was a Christian? Because you shouldn't think that everybody was a Christian. Okay? Not everybody's going to have your beliefs. There's nothing wrong with being Christian. I always tell this, I have Muslims, I have everything in my tribe. It's okay to believe whatever you want to believe and still practice witchcraft. But my thing is, don't be pushing at your beliefs on me. Because I'm not going to be pushing all of mine on you. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep what I believe, you keep what you believe.
And I'm that kind of person as well, but I was told I'm a bad Christian because, like, let's say me and you are friends, we become friends.
Yeah.
If I don't push the gospel on you, I'm not being a good Christian. But I just feel like you live your life, I live mine. Why can't we be friends, even though we have different beliefs?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, what is the problem with that? Why do? Because isn't judgment a sin too? Thou shalt not judge. But all they're doing is judging.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? If I'm going to hell, you driving a bus there. Right on with me, bitch. Right on with me. And I'm not. And reality is, I'm sorry to say it because I know this is going to blow a lot of people's mind. Hell is a fictional place. Fictional.
Okay, hell with fire and brimstone was brought into the Catholic Church, what, in the 14th century, I believe, something like that. But before then, it wasn't depicted that way. It was depicted differently.
Yeah. Because it's fictional. It's well, religion as a whole is, created to keep you in line to a certain, methodology of morals.
Yes.
So you have these morals, then you get to go to heaven, and this is how you are a devout, insert religion here. But the issues come in when a lot of these rules and principles go against, natural living, natural ways of life that, you're not harming anybody, you're not hurting anybody. But if you are not living this certain way, you're not doing this certain thing, then you go to hell. Well, y'all all going to hell because nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody.
It is so many Christians I know that then died, and then it came out, oh, he cross-dressed, and oh, she was. It is like, he used to beat his wife and kids, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, because religion is just a way for people to feel like they can fit in and have reason, have purpose. Because religion is pretty young, especially Christianity is very young. I mean, Jesus was a Jew.
He was, yes.
So if you're Messiah, if you're the person that you're praying to wasn't even of your religion, baby, he was a Jew, and that's even in the Bible.
Yeah,
and even with the Bible, even the Bible is a thing that I be like, and this is how I stopped, going to the church and everything, because I'm like, hold on, I'm asking questions, and y'all want to answer them, telling me that I can't question. If I can't question, how am I going to learn? How am I going to believe? Because y'all just blindly believe in this stuff. But learning all the stuff about like the core of how this came about, learning about King James, how things get put in, out of place, even for like American history, our history books.
Yeah.
How they be talking about slavery, they be like, oh, well, it wasn't what you think it was. This was a common baby. They was killing and raping and kidnapping. And they made this country.
Point blank. So slavery was if anything, slavery was demonic.
Absolutely, because a lot of them people demonic. But my issue with it though is that you can tell this story or this history, which it really isn't history, because a lot of it is just lies. Because if you have the power of that print, you can say whatever you want to say. Who's gonna say that wasn't true? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. So you're gonna say, yeah, you can't. It's just like alchemy and white magic was taken out of the Catholic Church by a certain century because people that had the gift could be like, oh, that priest is lying. Oh, that priest is lying. And so they said, well, you know what? This is demonic, so you can't do that no more. But for me, I've met so many people that say, look, I was born psychic. I've always had this gift.
Yeah.
And I don't think God would give you a gift that's going to send you to hell.
Hello. And with all the prophets that are in the Bible, all of those prophets.
Ain't it the same thing?
Yes. There were so many psychics. They just call it prophets as a term. But
prophet.
They were psychic. They told you what was going to happen here. Book of Revelations. Prophecy.
It's prophecy. But what they're going, maybe I need to have a debate on the channel one day. But okay. what they're going to say is, well, that's the Holy Spirit talking to them versus you have different spirits talking to you. That's probably what they're going to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. No, that's not a good enough debate. Also, because have you spoken to the Holy Spirit, baby? Okay, because I can speak to spirits like how I'm speaking to you right now.
Ooh, and I got goosebumps as you said that.
Listen, you can tell when somebody really has this power and when somebody's just faking a funk, because you can't put on facades when it comes to spirituality. You can't do that. True. They can do it on the TikTok and things like that, but you can tell when somebody really has this gift. You really can't, unless you're real slow. But when it comes to energy, though, you can't put that as a facade. Energy doesn't lie.
It doesn't. It doesn't. And when I tell you, over the last few years, I've had to cut out a lot of noise, because like, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna giggle, but like, I believe in meditation. I really do.
Oh, absolutely.
But then I had Christian. It really helped me to manifest a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But then I had Christian friends that was like, "Well, no, you can't meditate. That's not of God." And when you meditate, are you meditating on the word that you just read, or is it just meditating on yourself? And I'm like, I'm meditating so I don't have anxiety today. Okay, can we just start there? But apparently that's not okay. And this is not good. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna just go with what feels right and just go.
Period.
Yeah.
So I really love to study like the monks. Like, I cannot wait to go to Tibet. But I really love to study like how the monks view meditation, and that's when I started to get into Tibetan meditation. You definitely need to look it up, baby, because there's different pillars of meditation too. And once you hit a certain level, it's like you just tap in. Everybody talks about spiritual awakening, but meditation is another level of it. You'll never go back to living, like in the Matrix, blue pill, red pill, all of that. And like how when Neo finally realized like this shit is all fake, like this is all like everything that I thought the world was is not what it is. We live in a matrix right now.
Yes, we do.
This is a matrix, okay?
And people who speak out against it, people who go against the grain, you're seen as an outcast. But you know what's funny? 10, 15 years ago, I was part of the people that was like, we're going to be in a cashless society. We're going to be going to the grocery store with with barcodes and this and that. And one day we're going to have this. And people was like, oh my God, never. You're crazy.
That's a reality.
Then it happens.
That's a reality. Absolutely. That's a reality. And like, so I just want to touch this really quick. So the elites that also tap into this energy and utilize it to control us too, which is what they are trying to do with these diseases and whatnot, because they're losing a lot of the control. A lot of people think that, Trump is out of his mind. I do think he's, a bit racist and whatnot. Might even be more than that. But he definitely was going against the grain of the higher ups. So I do not believe, and a lot of people might give me a side on this, but I don't care. This is something that I know. I've done plenty of readings on it. All of these things that we see happening now been planned for years. Yeah. Been planned for a long time. So when Trump came in trying to change shit up, because he got a little bit too much of an ego, and he didn't want to listen to the powers that be, that is why he's not in office. Now, if he would have went, with the flow, he would still be in office. Those votes don't mean shit. You think that's going to trump the powers that be?
It is not.
Absolutely not. Not even remotely. And I hate to talk to people that are like so brainwashed, because they'll fight me tooth and nail. I'm like, you know what? If that's what you want to believe, then you go ahead. Okay. But bottom line is, you really think Biden got in there through votes? No, baby. Not enough people liked him. They wanted him in there because they could control him.
Yes. He sleeps half the time. And that's true too. But not only that, he sleep half the time. His son is a crackhead. Like, how is he?
So is.
How is he the president?
Exactly. Like, nobody's like looking at this and seeing that everything is a puppet machine. I mean, our life, the way that we live is all fake. It's all fake. It's all created. Money is fake. Yes. Money is an energy. Yes. 100% an energy. And once you tap into that energy, that shit just start motherfucking flowing.
That's what I'm still learning how to do, though, because it is an energy to tap into. That's what I haven't quite mastered. But baby, when I do, I know.
Teach you. I can teach you. Because once you in, you don't get out. And that's why you see people that like keep hitting the lottery and things like that, and they might not do witchcraft, but they tapped into the energy either, unknowingly or by chance, whatever, but they tapped into that energy, because that's what money is. And it cycles and cycles and cycles, and can increase or it could decrease too, depending on your vibration, because money is a different frequency too. Everything we have, everything we are is frequencies as well. Yes. Even our bodies, like the echograms and things like that, our bodies, our organs also has frequencies. You can listen to it. Just like the dolphins do, like, or the whales have the sonar and things like that. Everything is a frequency, and our vibrations can either attract something or repel something. And that's what we do in witchcraft too. We're utilizing these energies, these frequencies, these crystals, you know, planetary energy, all of that to get what we want. But money 100% is an energy. So that's why I tell everybody in my tribe, like, when you're trying to chase money, that's why I never come to you. Or when you're trying to get that fast money, it comes fast and it goes fast.
And it goes fast. I'm like, that was not worth the effort I put into that.
Exactly. You have to really get yourself up to this energy of money. And it really is a psychological thing too, because even if you get at that frequency, you can lower your vibration again. Because too many people let outside influences really fuck them up. And that's how, because I've gotten so many people, I've saved people houses, people getting checks in the mail, gifts, surprises. I've done so much, new cars, new jobs. I've literally been able to save people's lives with the energy that I harvest for it. But I did that. It's up to you to, you know, keep that up and maintain that energy. It's like, and that's why for me, it's more like teaching them. It's changing your mindset. You ever notice those, like, some of the like ball players and stuff that get millions and millions of dollars and then somehow they squander it all off and now they're broke?
Yes. Yes.
You're like, how did you do that? You have 50 mil. Their mindset never changed. If your mindset doesn't change and your energy doesn't change, the money means nothing.
True.
You live in the matrix.
It's just a number. It's just a number.
Money's not real. If you think about it, if the government falls, everything goes to shit. Your money can be burned and nobody's thinking about it. You know what I mean? Now it's just about survival. That just proves to you that all of this is fake.
All of it's fake.
All of it is fake. All of it. But what's not fake is spirituality. What is not fake is Mother Earth and her ability to change shit up. Because that's what's happening right now. Like, you look at what's happening in Puerto Rico. I mean, God bless those Puerto Ricans because they don't deserve it. But I'm just saying Mother Nature as a whole. I mean, she gonna take her turns around, you know, the earth. But like things like that, like she's trying to cleanse herself. She's trying to cleanse herself because we're trying to kill her.
Yes.
You know? But I do know that California is making, like, they're trying to make a new law by like 2032 or something like that. Did you hear about it? So that all cars are electric.
Yeah, but they don't have the grids to handle it.
No.
They can't. They have rolling blackouts now. How are you going to handle it if everybody has an electric car?
Yeah. That's something like, I don't know if that's doable. But I see what they trying to do. I mean, reality is, what we gonna do about these planes, though?
Ooh, good point.
Mm-hmm.
Good point.
What are we gonna do about these planes that are like 10 times worse because they're actually in the layer? I mean, this obviously goes up, but I'm just saying, like,
still though, yeah.
Ain't nobody thinking about this holistically. They just shooting stuff out, just saying random shit. Because we in a damn matrix. Like, I get so tired of how society is today. And I try, like, I live off grid. So I have panels all over my house. I have my own well. All my kids know how to shoot. We all are sharpshooters. Like, just in case the world goes to shit, we ready. We doomsday preppers over here. I would love to go out in a forest or whatever, but, you know, I got family that come over here and stuff. So my goal is to buy another, because I own a lot of different land, but I didn't put houses on some of them. But my goal is to buy one, like, literally in the middle of the forest. Okay, like, I want to have, like, at least, like, 200 acres type of thing. Like, I don't want to go low level. 200 acres, middle of the forest, off-grid, 100%. Because if the world goes to shit, everybody's coming for your stuff. Money doesn't matter. They want your food. They want, you know, if you got some liquor, they want everything else that you got. Money does not matter at the end of the day. And that just proves to you. It proves, like, just like these apocalypse kind of, like, Walking Dead and things like that. If life was that right now, take the zombies out. Take the zombies out. Fuck the zombies. Just the people. Most people would be dead by killing each other.
They would.
By killing each other. Literally 100%. And all of this shit is fucking fake. All of this shit is programmed. Everything that we do, everything that we think that we want was actually in a commercial or a magazine that we read. And now we think that we want it. But did we ever like take time to sit down and be like, do I really want that shit?
Yeah, or did you tell me that I want it and I feel like I have to have it? You're right.
Absolutely. And that's everything in life, literally everything. Let me tell you, like with success, everyone's view on success really should be different. Not everybody should want that big mansion and, you know, that really expensive car or whatever. That's not success to everybody. You were told that was success. So you think that you got to work your ass off to get that or steal it, because you know how people are nowadays in order to get that. But reality is success should look different to you, because you need to figure out what matters to you. Some people are successful and happy and feel wealthy on 50K. But to another person, they need, my phone doesn't die. We got about 10 minutes. But another person, they might need 500K in order to feel successful or to feel wealthy. It's all in that mindset. But the problem is, you know, that 50K person realized what success really meant to them.
Yes.
You know, because you'll work your ass off trying to keep up with the Joneses, trying to appease somebody else, because you're not really appeasing yourself, because that's why a lot of people are rich and not happy. They're rich, but they're unhappy. And people say, how can they be unhappy? They're so rich, because they didn't really, that's not their success.
They didn't really want to do that. And that's why a lot of them, they do kill themselves, because they're not living life. Honestly, for me, success is living life on my terms.
Period. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
I'm appeasing myself, because too many people are trying to appease other people, which is like just like this damn BBL epidemic. It's crazy out here. It is crazy. And I talk because I have a BBL cream, because I'm like, girl, you girls are freaking trying to kill yourself because some people don't make it off their table.
Can I be honest with you though?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. Mm-hmm. A dude gonna smash no matter what. I don't know why they feel like they have to do. I mean, I know why, but listen, a dude gonna smash no matter what.
No matter what.
Not.
Y'all could not like her. Y'all could think she ugly, fugly, never want to see her again. But if y'all want to fuck, it's gonna happen no matter what. So, and I think here's my main thing. At the end of the day, if you get that and you are still not happy, it was not the BBL that you needed. Mm-hmm. Because if you do not work on you, if you do not work on the internal self-love, self-worth, the what that viewpoint of I feel good in this body looks like, no amount of surgery is gonna fix that.
It's not.
No amount of surgery is gonna fix that. But again, that comes down to being programmed. This is all we see. It's like put down our throats. It is so bad that some of you guys, I'm not saying you, because you seem pretty knowledgeable and pretty like you set your own standards, but a lot of the guys see natural women and they're like, oh, that's ugly. Because they're so used to seeing.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. They watching too much fucking porn, too much love hip hop, too much IG models. Yes. A lot of men have literally forgotten what a real woman's body looks like.
100%.
Legitly.
100%. You see all these people talking so bad about Lizzo? Like, it hurts my heart. I'm like, but how is she hurting you? Like, why do you care if she's that big? Like,
because she's big and she has the nerve to have self-esteem.
Yes. It's like they want you to be mad. They want you to be upset. They want you to hate yourself.
Hold your head down. If she held her head down, nobody would trip. But no. She's like, I love myself. That lady knows she big. Why do we have to keep talking about it? Who cares? She ain't the first. She ain't gonna be the last. Who cares?
And I love that she allows, like, you know, for them to say whatever they want to say, and she's like, okay, I see it. It's okay. You can say whatever you want to say, but I'm still feel this way. Like, that's not gonna change me.
And I still think she got somebody like you on payroll, because Aries was talking that shit, Aries Spirit, and it was like the next week his life fell apart.
Absolutely, definitely. There's like a circle of spiritualists, and I know this because I'll have one celebrity client that I know knows a couple people, and then out of nowhere, these people reaching out to me. And I'm like, but I don't even know. Like, I know you talk to so-and-so, but they won't tell me that so-and-so told them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I know. And then that's how I built my clientele. Like, they were just telling other people, like, oh, she helped me get this and that. And I'm like, you know, I don't care. Because, like, at one point, I had to turn people away. Because I'm one person. I'm one person. I'm like, I can only do but so much. And a lot of them are a little needy. They'll call me up like, yeah, so I need such and such. I'm like, it's 12 o'clock at night.
And I have a family and boundaries. I'll talk to you. Yes.
No amount of money. And that's the thing. I love what I do because I live in my purpose. I live in my, my gift, my soul's purpose. So I don't really need to take everybody.
Yeah.
I don't need to be I'm already wealthy. I can literally close my doors today and live perfectly fine every day of my life for the rest of my life. And my kids too. So I don't do that, not to be boastful at all. I don't need to boast. I came from the hood. But I came from nothing. But I literally don't need to do this in order to feel like I'm successful or to feed my kids. I'm already wealthy. I literally do this because I love it. So I can turn people away. I try not to turn away too much celebrities because I never know. I never know if I need it, later on, because you always build that rapport.
Sure.
But yeah, so one come, they all come. They all come. My DM is full of blue checks.
Oh, I bet. Well, let me say this, Satin. It has been a pleasure. Oh. I could talk to you for hours. I really could. Oh. Let the people know where they can find you and your website, and we're gonna head out. But this has been a hell of a conversation.
Thank you. So I'm on Church of Satin Says on Instagram. My website is satinsays.com or fertilemagic.com. And Fertile Magic on Instagram as well. On YouTube, I am Satin Says, TikTok Satin Says, Twitter Satin Says. I'm a little crazy on Twitter. Let me just say that. Pretty uncensored. Oh yes. My group chats, all of that. And where else? And that's it. That's where I'm at. And my podcast will be on SoundCloud, Spotify. It's gonna be everywhere.
Nice.
And you're gonna be talking about sex magic, so you will love that.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna be over there. I already followed you on Twitter. I'm gonna be over there. Yeah, because I need to see this. But thank you so much for joining. Listen, we'll be in touch, of course. I'm gonna say this. I gotta see what your oils are hitting on. I'm about to go to your website. I gotta see. Hit me up
if you have any other questions, especially with that BDSM.
Okay.
I definitely want you to get what you want out of it, and because you don't need to do everything all at once, but I definitely want you to be able to get whatever kind of masochism in, whatever kind of more taboo things that we can't really talk about on here. I'll let you know everything that I know, and I definitely want you to explore all the unknown, all the underground, overground, all of that, everything in between.
Me too. You have a great night. It's been a pleasure, and I will talk to you soon.
It's Storm Show. Ay, it's Storm Show.